Hey guys, good morning. Happy Sunday. I wanted to reach out to each and every one of you guys and just wish you all a wonderful new week, and just wanted to share some of my tips to get started for a new week. So, Sundays are normally like those refresh, restart days, and it's a really good day to just set your intentions for the week. It's a good day to spend time with your family. It's a good day to just jot down what you plan on eating for the week, and it's a good way to get that started. So, one of the first tips I want you guys to do, take a look at your calorie target level. So, for those of you who are following a meal container system, what you want to do is you want to look at that calorie target range. For those of you who aren't, one of the good resources that you can do that I've done in the past is go to freedieting.com, and on there you can enter in your weight, and they have a formula there, and you just basically end up counting your macros. It breaks it down for you and it tells you how much of each food group that you should be eating. So you have two options. You can count the calories in your portion container cups, or you can check out the resources on freedieting.com. So once you know that, you'll have a better idea of all of the foods that you should be eating. And for those of you who do have a meal plan, what I highly suggest is look at the categories in each food container group. Okay? At the very top of that list, you will see a list of foods. The best thing to do is to eat the foods at the top of the list. Those are the foods that you want to eat that are the most nutritious. So once you do that, take a look at everything, write down the foods that you think you want to eat for the whole week. Jot down the foods that you can eat for the week, plan out a day or 2 or 3. Think about whether or not you can eat the same thing 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row. If not, switch things up, have different options. I did write down a few tips that I wanted to suggest to you guys as far as making a list and jotting down the things that you want to eat for the week. The hardest part is the nutrition, right? So first things first, buy pre-cooked chicken, or you can actually make chicken breast ahead of time. So you can do that. Pre-cut your vegetables. So you can pre-cut your red bell peppers, your green bell peppers, your carrots, your cucumbers. You want to cut all of that stuff up so you have stuff that's easy to grab ahead of time. These are time saver tips that I like to do that work for me because I'm on the go all the time. And believe it or not, it really does help. So you want to try to cut everything up when you come home from the grocery store, because if you wait too long, then you just say you're going to get back to it and then you don't. So the faster you get it done, the better. Hard-boiled eggs. Okay, this is really good to do if you are on the go all the time. Boil up some eggs. They last in your refrigerator. If not, I have my days when I boil them that same morning. They're just really easy to just grab, pick up, and go. So if you feel like you're on a low for the day, you know, you can get that boiled egg that's 7 grams of protein, I believe. So you can eat that. That'll keep you going. Just have them ready ahead of time. If not, like I said, make them in the morning. Make things in bulk. Okay, so this is what I mean. So you want to make your proteins in bulk that you're going to eat for the next 2 days. Try to have that ahead of time. If you want to make a new protein the next 2 days, or when you make your dinner or your lunch, make a lot so you can save it for leftovers. For your carbs, if you want to have quinoa or brown rice or whatever you're trying to have for that, you know, half of the week or the week, make a lot in bulk so that way you have it in your refrigerator and you have that stuff set aside. You don't necessarily have to have these meals put together, but you want to have stuff that's already all together so you can just get out what you need for that day and make yourself a quick meal. It's all about having things ready ahead of time. So don't focus so much on making the meals. Focus on having food made already for you. So another thing I like to do for hectic mornings is I like to make myself some overnight oats. You want to have some food ready. If you are going to leave, you just have it, grab it. Overnight oats are super simple for this. Just grab, you know, it's about a cup for the yellow carb portion control container. You can just grab about a cup of it, put it in a mason jar, with a little bit of almond milk, cinnamon to sweeten it, put that in your fridge. There's also a really fun, easy recipe that you can kind of work into your own, just customizing it the way you want by making some egg white, muffin tin cups. Those are really good. They're like little mini egg white omelets. So these are just little examples that you can have ready ahead of time for breakfast. If not, there's days when I just have 2 boiled eggs and oatmeal freshly cooked from the morning. If not, I'll grab a whole grain waffle with a little bit of an almond butter and a boiled egg. It's all about having protein in the morning, having a little bit of color in the morning. The reason why I prefer this is because I find that the energy is great throughout the day, and you are more likely to have a better day nutrition-wise if you get your morning started right. If you don't really have a good breakfast in the morning, come afternoon, you're gonna be really hungry, and chances are you're not gonna be prepared because you didn't have a good breakfast. So you definitely wanna focus on having a good breakfast in there, okay guys? Another thing, well actually 2 more things, is I like to have berries on hand. So one thing with berries is you want to watch with fruit, because fruit has a lot of natural sugars. It's not bad for you, but at the same time it's better if you portion that out. So blueberries and raspberries are really good. You want to remember, if you're going to add that to your shake, you don't want to have too much fruit throughout the day. It's all about fruit in moderation. So those kind of fruits are easy to grab and go. I personally don't have a lot of fruit throughout the day. I always have half of a banana in my Shakeologies, and maybe I'll have about a purple container with a side of nuts or something. So the second thing I was going to get to really quickly was nuts. So if you like to have nuts throughout the day or as a snack, you want to make sure that you are measuring your nuts, you guys. You want to make sure that they're raw, because a lot of times they add lots of sugars to the raw almonds, walnuts, whatever your nut of choice is. But you want to make sure that you are paying attention to how much you're consuming, because nuts have a tendency in having high calories. Okay, just for like 10 or 12 almonds, it's about 150 calories. So you want to make sure you're portioning out your nuts and not just eating, because I can simply eat a whole bag of, half a bag of almonds just by sitting there. So if I pre-package those almonds, I know that's how much I need to have. So definitely keep that in mind, you guys. So those are just some of my tips that I wanted to talk to you guys about getting started for your week, getting prepared. We all have different ways of eating. We have kids. For me personally, I find that if I just focus so much on what I'm gonna consume for the whole week, and then just add in a little bit more of kid-friendly foods when the day comes, when the meals come, that's what works out for me. I don't stress out so much about planning each meal and then planning what my kids are gonna have. I do write it down, and I try to have everything in bulk somewhat ready for those 3 days. That's just what works for me, and it's been working for me for the past couple of months, and I highly suggest that you try something like that out. If you can plan out your actual meals, good for you, and I think that's great. But just remember that this is something that's going to get better and better the more you practice it. It's about consistency. I don't expect everybody to have it on hand and to the T, but it's about just trying. So feel free to reach out to me if you need any more tips or you need some advice. You can also contact me on my website at www.thefithairdresser.com, or you can also reach out to me on my phone, which you guys have, okay? Thanks so much, and have a great rest of your weekend.